Welcome to the Butterfly Effect, Stage 9 of La Vuelta a España, the Tour of Spain. We are halfway through. The season is almost at an end. We're done after the Tour of Spain. There will be no more 2020 bike racing left in the season because of the COVID, of course. Today's stage, quite boring through most of the stage. Couple crashes, one crash, very, very concerning. Helmet broken up in pieces. He's there with the doctors, with the management. They switch helmets. They get him a fresh helmet. All the teams carry spare helmets just for this reason in the back of the car. 2, if not 3 or 4 helmets that are kept back there just for this reason. You got to have a helmet on to finish the race. His helmet's in pieces. They got to trade it out. They get him back on. They give him the A-OK. You see him later talking with the ambulance or with the medical car following the race. Clearly they looked after him before they put him on the bike, and they're looking after him again. With any kind of head issue, it's very, very sensitive issue in sports right now. I've lived through it. It's an ugly situation. Looks like he's good. We're going to get to the finish of the stage. We go to 13 kilometers to go, and we see Primož Roglič get a front flat tire. What I believe to be a front flat tire. Anyways, an issue with the front wheel. In my opinion, this was a big mistake to go back to the cars at 13K to go. At that moment, Jumbo-Visma, they really got to just switch bikes. You pull over at the front of the field right there. When he has the mechanical, he is at the front. It's taking a lot of time. All riders, when they raise their hand up like this, is telling everyone behind them they have a problem, and they're going to the back of the group to their team cars. That's why they're raising their hands, so everyone behind knows to part the way, and he'll continue the drop back through the group. This takes some time, though. At 13 kilometers to go, it's not a good time to go to the back of the group. I prefer to see the strategy. You pull over to the left or the right, wherever your teammate's closest or whatever side of the field you're on. You switch bikes with your teammate that's closest to your size, and you ride that bike to the finish. The time that it takes to get from the front to the back safely is a lot of times, and that speed of the front group could start picking up at any moment because Primož Roglič is having a mechanical. They can literally just pick up and start racing. I've seen a lot of guys take advantage of that. I do not rely on anyone other than myself and my team in this situation. I trade bikes directly before the back of the field comes by you. If you've traded bikes, you're already back on your bike. You're back at the back of the group. Your teammates will take you to the front. Had a lot of problems with what was going on with Primož going back. He even wanted to change his front tire, and instead they gave him a spare bike. You see that chaos, the little dance with the mechanic and the 2 bikes and all that stuff. Just wasting time at any moment with 13K to go. That is a dangerous time to be back there. Now let's get to the front. Okay, we know now Pascal Ackermann wins the stage. But when you're watching it, let's start it from 1.7K to go. And I'm going to bring my sheet because everything starts happening fast and quick from 1.7K to go. There's a lot going on from that until 500 meters to go. At 1.7K to go on the picture, I'll show you Deceuninck Quick-Step are trying to come out of that left-hand turn. They want to be second team. Okay, Bora Hansgrohe has total control of the field. Deceuninck Quick-Step is happy with that. They like not having control of the field at this moment. They know there's nothing dangerous coming up where they have to be at the front where it's going to string it out. They know the wind is headwind, and they know it's a slight rise to the finish. They had already seen the finish line. Sam Bennett surely talked to his teammates and said, I just want you guys put me up on the train that's going. It's going to be curb to curb when we go into the sprint because he knows it's a headwind with a slight rise in the road. With that in mind, Sam Bennett's picking these decisions. It's not like the earlier stage when he won, where you had the huge roundabouts and the crazy turns and the fast tailwind. When you have a headwind, things slow down and you can make up a lot of ground easily in a headwind. That's why they're happy to go second team and not first team on this stage versus the earlier stage that he won. From 1.7K before the left turn, you'll see the Deceuninck Quick-Step rider, one of the domestiques. He swings hard left. He swings all the way left even though the group is on the right side. He's swinging left to protect the inside of the turn. This is not accident. He didn't just swing out and then come back in to the Deceuninck train on purpose on accident. He swings out left because he can slow any kind of train that might be trying to come up before the left turn on the inside. He's blocking that gap. So he swings left. They go into the turn now with 1.4K to go. Now this is important because this is when all the action really starts happening. Bora Hansgrohe comes out of the turn, and they have the lead. They got 4 guys in the front. Now there's the Trek Segafredo rider. At 1.3, Lupin is literally trying to get under the wheel. He slides on. There's a gap there between the Bora Hansgrohe and Deceuninck Quick-Step riders. He slides in. By 1.2, he is solidly on the Bora Hansgrohe riders' lead out. Solid. There's no doubt about it. The wind is slightly coming from left to right. You see him lined up. He is sitting just right of the rear wheel of the Bora Hansgrohe rider, Pascal Ackermann. Okay, so that spot is his. He's earned it. There should be no bumping going on. He has the spot. Here's where the problem comes. 100 meters later, at 1.1, the Trek Segafredo rider moves left of the wheel of the Bora Hansgrohe rider. When he moves left, that opened up the wheel for Deceuninck Quick-Step rider Morkov to slide up there, and now he has the wheel, okay? This is important. The Trek Segafredo rider, let me be clear, he gave up the Bora Hansgrohe rider lead-out train wheel, okay? He had it when he was right of Pascal Ackermann's wheel. When he moved left, he opened up that inside right lane to come up, and the Deceuninck Quick-Step rider Morkov took it from him. Now he's lost it, okay? 963 meters, so we're only talking about less than 150 meters later. The Trek Segafredo rider now is trying to come back onto the wheel, okay? The wind is clearly coming left from right. He's on the left side, so he's taking a lot of wind. He just realized the mistake he made. It was a huge mistake. He went left, opened up the wheel. Now he just realized that he's taken a lot of wind, doesn't like being on the left side of the Bora Hansgrohe wheel, and now he's trying to come back in at 944 meters. It's actually the Trek Segafredo rider that is bumping the Deceuninck Quick-Step train, okay? It's him bumping the Deceuninck Quick-Step train, Morkov. Okay, he bumps hard at 889 meters before the line. He bumps again with Morkov. This is important to remember, okay? The Trek Segafredo rider started the bumping. At 700 meters, Sam Bennett comes up. The Trek Segafredo rider knows he cannot get the wheel back from Morkov. Now he slides back because he's taken some wind, so he no longer has the strength in his leg to stay in that position he was at. He's starting to slide backwards. Now he wants to slide in behind on the Deceuninck Quick-Step rider Morkov's wheel. Sam Bennett made the mistake. And this is a mistake from Sam Bennett. He already solidly had the wheel. He did not have to bump the Trek Segafredo rider. Instead, at 700 and again at 600 meters, Sam Bennett puts his shoulder and he bumps that kid hard, okay? He bumps him hard, and it wasn't necessary. The reason he did it, remember, he was already watching for the last 200, 300, 400 meters. He's watching Trek Segafredo rider trying to abuse his lead-out man, Morkov, okay? When he comes up, and now he sees the Trek Segafredo rider and they're shoulder to shoulder, he's going to give him a love tap as hard as he can, all right? He's doing it on purpose. He's saying, if you try to come in on me, I'm going to take you down. And that's why he bumped him that hard. In today's sprinting, you cannot afford to hit a guy that hard. And with the position that Sam already had, he didn't have to. Once Sam slides up in, and the wind's coming left to right, and he slides up on the right side of Morkov's wheel, there's nothing the Trek Segafredo rider can do. He's out of position. He cannot get it. The only reason Sam hit him that hard is because he saw him fighting with his teammate, and he wanted to give him a love tap, and he wanted to hit him hard to remind him not to mess with him. Okay, but in today's racing, like I said, you can't get away with that. They're going to DQ you for it. Now, when they get down into 550 meters, you'll see the Trek Segafredo rider look completely right to see it was Sam Bennett that he was bumping with. At 500 meters, the Deceuninck Quick-Step train is past the Trek Segafredo rider, and now Morkov just brings Sam Bennett up to a perfect position to allow him to start a sprint at 175 meters to go. Sam Bennett takes the win at the line. Of course, later DQ'd, Pascal Ackermann gets the win. Okay, my personal point of view, Sam Bennett gets DQ'd, Trek Segafredo rider gets DQ'd. Sam Bennett, you should have known better in today's stage racing. You didn't need to bump the kid. You did. You get DQ'd. You lost your 50th win of your career. And Deceuninck's Quick Steps, another win in a Grand Tour. Sorry, that's the way it goes. Hope you guys enjoyed my take on the butterfly effect, and I'll see you real soon.